Live?
Yep.
Alrighty. Hello, folks. Welcome in. We are live here at the studio today. Making some.
Cameras up a little bit here. Got Jeremy kind of floating in the background there.
I'm just going to be sanding and oiling. I'm just going to do these just to be on the thing.
Sounds good.
Listen, I'm a festival guy too, but this system is kick-ass. You should try.
Really?
I mean, if you haven't tried it yet, it's really
Yeah, I'm
great.
definitely gonna try it out.
Yeah. I hooked up with them when we got started, and they sponsored us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Both are up and running.
Up and running. Sweet.
Like, are we live? Are we on?
We are.
Okay.
We're live.
Cool. Welcome in, everybody. Going live again today. Welcome back. Making some progress on my little walnut cabinet here. Going to continue working on that today. That's kind of what we got going on. Got Jeremy here today.
Jeremy.
Hey guys, good to be here. Good to be on the live. Like I said, we've got some giveaways that are happening today. If you missed the story, to enter the giveaway for all these hats and some of our little gift items, we've got some wine caddies, some coasters, and then this kind of crazy charcuterie board here. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and if you're watching via YouTube, you're already here. Just hit the button and drop a comment, and that's it, and you're in. And we'll be able to see everyone's comments when the live ends. We'll draw some winners. We'll make sure that everybody's following, and we'll announce the giveaways either tomorrow or Saturday. It'll be this weekend. So that's the rules.
Last week, really enjoyed your guys' questions, kind of the Q&A type thing. So if you guys have got any questions for us, feel free to put them in the comment section. And we're just going to get to it. We're just going to do our thing.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let me know if anybody comments that like the sander's super loud. I can move off for that. It's no big deal.
Is it pretty loud?
It's mostly the dust collector.
I think it'll be okay because
You
I
were
was running
running
the table saw last time. It should
with these. We were fine. Yeah.
be fine. So.
Evan on YouTube commented that the audio on the YouTube stream is better than the one on the Instagram.
Hey, all right.
So,
Yeah, if you guys want better audio, probably go to the YouTube channel instead of Instagram. But
Yeah, we've got our special mics on that one.
we do.
So that noise is, it's got self-cleaning bags. It's popping its filters. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Kind of like the knobs on this. It's popping its own filters.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Reach out to Harvey Woodworking if you go on our website, harveywoodworking.com. Contact information is there.
Can you guys hear if he's talking without a mic on?
On the Instagram one, yeah.
Okay.
Do we have the dog hole hold down?
I can get that one for you.
Yeah, might as well show it. That's what they've been.
I don't know if it's gonna fit in these because I think we were trying to put pegs in these for 3/4 and they were like too tight.
Huh. I
When
brought
John made this, I think he made them.
a dog hole jig or a drill for the outfeed table, so I can waller one of these out if we want.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be helpful actually.
But I
if
mean,
we
we
did that
might as well show that thing.
for sure.
Yeah.
Here, let's bring the cameras right around and kind of look at some of the unboxing while we're yeah.
Ooh, new tool unboxing.
Might as well.
All right, so if you guys are here on Instagram, you've seen us sharing this a lot. This is our new AH3 hold down. We have two styles. There's one that fits in a miter slot, and then this one that has the dog hole bottom on the end. But these are our kind of modern approach to hold down needs on a workbench. And it's got this auto quick release, and then of course all the other tightening mechanisms. But thought we might as well show this off and hold down some of my work pieces while we're here. But
Yeah, we're gonna have to bore open that hole on this table because I think the holes are in metric. So
oh, okay, that's no problem.
fit.
Let me grab.
Oh yeah, let's do that real quick.
I got that bit.
Should we try it? See if it fits. Oh.
Does it go?
That one fit. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's just perfect actually. Maybe.
Maybe some of them do fit. Okay.
Which one? Yeah, I mean this.
Yeah, I think they all fit actually. There's just
Okay.
a little bit of glue drip down there, so I might have to get.
Oh, maybe.
Hey, I'll just give it a quick little pass.
Sure. There we go.
So it's got this locking foot on the bottom that will lock once it's through. These adjustable threads based on the thickness of your workbench. But so you feel it lock up, then you run this down. So now this is tight to our workbench. This arm pivots, So if you've got a really tall stock, it can go this way, or if you've got a thin stock, it can hold it down that way. But just a quick example here.
Hey, Jeremy, let me grab these two cameras or these two phones real quick. Let's do that setup really close, like kind of show everyone
Sure.
how it looks up close. Sorry.
Can we start all the way
Yeah, let's start from the beginning. Let's do
like
this.
take it out? Okay. Okay, so starting from scratch, it's got this locking foot on the bottom that will grab the bottom of your workbench once it's through. So you put it down. It's got these adjustable gauges here so that it can, if you want to,
See the underside.
yeah, if you want to do a quick look at the underside, there's that foot grabbing. And up here on the top side, I'm tightening down these, and now it's secure to our workbench. And then the actual hold down, it's got these, it's got this adjustable thread, but it's also got this quick release to quickly go up and down. And then I was also saying it pivots, so you can use either side. If you've got some tall stock, it can clamp this way, or if you've got some shorter stock like this, it can clamp this way. So run it down, and now we're secure. So tons of different applications for this. Seen some guys use it for hand planing work. Just anytime you need a good secure hold down on the workbench. And again, you can see the length of the adjustment, quick release, be out of your way and move on. So just think of all the ways that you can use this in your shop.
Yeah, I hope that helps.
Guys have any questions on that?
Yeah, before I turn the machines back on.
Any questions so far?
Going once, going twice.
Yep.
One back on. Could you hold this thing real quick for me,
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Gotcha. We'll get a shot of all the hats. There's not too much Harvey gear out there in the wild, so we only do these on kind of limited runs, so special edition.
Got a couple questions coming in here.
All right, anybody on Instagram watching now, if you're the winner, which hat do you want? Which color way? We've got the black thread, the white thread, the all black, or the red. It's gonna be a random draw unless you say what you want. What's up, Lee?
Here's some comments and questions on YouTube so far.
Yeah. We'll keep the hats clean, don't worry, guys.
Black. And all black or
Black on black?
black letters. Okay.
I need to just make a reel of that at some point. I need to get my phone out and just make a reel of that.
If you want me to shoot it, I can shoot the real part. Like
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, sure.
Let me grab my.
You can use
my
mine.
phone or use yours.
Yeah.
That'll work. Thank you everyone for tuning in so far. We have Jeremy from Kentucky Woodworking. We've got Brandon. And yeah, we're at the shop.
Just rolling with it.
Making some good stuff going. Okay, let's get some of this.
Okay, so I'm gonna just start where I was on the other side and do like the flip over.
So while they're doing that, I did
so-
have a few comments
But
last
this
week
is
about
for
using
Instagram, so hold it up.
a sliding table saw as well as the
Okay, ready?
the table saw fence at the same time. And definitely appreciate you guys watching out for me, because definitely that was not the best idea. So I totally forgot that the sliding table saw has these really nice stops attached to the slider.
Perfect. I can edit
So
that.
I wasn't even using those. I was using the fence as my kind of guide system. But thanks, guys, for pointing that out. Really appreciate you guys looking out for me. And now I'm using these stops. So you guys can see what we're talking about here. So last week what I was doing was basically setting up the fence. I didn't have these utilized, so I was just using the fence as kind of my guide system while I pushed through. And had some people commenting that that wasn't a good idea, and I totally understand why you would say that, because basically what would happen is go through here, and the piece would get pinched in between the blade and the fence, and it could kick back really hard. So essentially what I need to do is use this stop as kind of a point of reference to get my lines going, and then move that out of the way. That way, if I do cut a piece off here, it has room to pick off this way and not get pinched between the blade and the fence, and like kick back really hard and fly up on that page. So yeah, safety is really important, as a lot of you guys know. So thanks again for pointing that out. I'm not going to do it again. So for safety, I need to find my safety glasses. Damn it.
Okay, I'm gonna run my stuff through the router table real quick so you can.
So everyone on Instagram, would you rather see some table saw action or router table action?
Everybody's gonna say both.
Here's a question. Regal Street Wood Shop is asking, how do you like that sander, Jeremy?
Okay, so Lee, I've been a Festool guy my whole career, and this surf prep system is ridiculous. And they're both good systems, but the surf prep system, the dust collection seems better. The sander itself, I really like that top paddle style, and it just feels better. So I personally am probably gonna make the switch, and I love when I get to use it here. So it's amazing.
Can we take a look at it?
Yeah. So if you're on Instagram much, you've seen Surf Prep because they're very active. So it's a top, I won't turn it on because it'll be loud, but it's a top paddle system. So it's kind of more ergonomic because your hand just holding it turns it on. It's got some power adjustments here. It's got an auto on, so whenever you turn the sander on, the dust collector kicks on as well. Which is a standard feature, but it's great. If you happen to hear some of the popping in the live when it was on, it's got a self-cleaning bag feature, so it pops its own bags ever so often, so that's great too. And then let me show you the pads. So they have these foam pads with different grits, but it's good for like edging. You'll see a lot of like cabinet makers use these because it gets in those grooves on some of the non-flat surfaces, and they've got them in both styles. And we've got the 3x4 as well. And really, it's just a great system. They sell this as a kit. If you go back to one of our old YouTube videos, the one which is sanding and oiling, there's a link to the product kit in that YouTube video, so you can check it out.
One of the questions is, are they only soft pads? Or they're sanding pads?
So they've got whatever you want. They've got these pads, and they've got abrasive paper as well. So and it all comes in that kit. And then depending on what you like and what you use more, you can order more of one or whatever.
Are there different hardness pads?
I wouldn't say different hardness, but different thickness. You can see that. So I guess yes, because the thinner, it's going to be a little thicker versus these super sponges. So yes, that's just how they deal with it. All right, so I'm going to route Okay, I wanted to stop for a second and just show how excellent the dust collection is on this router table system. If you use a router table, you know how messy they can be sometimes. Now we've got our G700 hooked up to this one, but I just routed the edging on this whole epoxy piece, which epoxy can be extra nasty because of all the little polymer shavings, and we've got no dust left over, very little dust left over. So the system plus the G700 can really save you a lot of mess on the router table. But this turned out great. This is one of the items we're going to give away today, so we'll shine it up even more.
And the YouTube folks,
oh,
we're all joining now.
so I just took a pause here in between items just to show the router table after I did the edging, did the round over on this piece. This is one of the pieces we're going to be giving away today, so we're going to clean it up a little more. But I wanted to show the router table and how good the dust collection is with this cabinet. We've got dust collection up top and down in the cabinet, hooked up to the G700, and you know how messy a router table can be, and here we are afterwards. So, you know, just wanted to show how good and clean and a good setup can be.
But we'll try to get a kind of quick peek around at all the setup and tools.
That's amazing. All right, so I just have 2 more sanding passes on these, and then we can oil them up, and that's when they really show themselves. So just bear with me a little bit longer, and we'll show you some cool stuff to give away.
Some have to get back to work, so.
That's okay. If you commented, you're in, and so we'll do an update on.
You want to give a quick rundown of what the rules were again?
Okay, yeah, the rules for the giveaway, and again, we're giving away the hats and a couple of these items, is you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Harvey Industries YouTube channel, and then just comment on today's live stream. That's it. I hope what you can see here on this sanding is how great the dust collection is. Even when I've got it elevated, there's that was from before. But even as I've got it elevated, there's very little that's escaping up here in the air. So again, this surf prep system is wonderful.
get a zero clearance for that one.
Oh yeah, we
We have
have one.
one?
We can try that, yeah.
That'd be great if we could do that. Yeah, because when doing like really fine stuff,
Doing some small. Yeah.
yeah, don't want it to go
Yeah.
into there.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it right now. I think we can get away without it.
We'll
but-
do it later.
Okay.
See if we can get this to work. It's really small. Yeah. So for those wondering why we're doing so much sanding on this, if you've worked with epoxy, you know that you've really got to do your part on the sanding or it just won't look good. So it's not as forgiving as wood. And when I cut these out, I ran them through the drum sander to make sure they were dead flat. And of course, the drum sander leaves these sanding lines. So
Get a up close of how they look like before and after.
sure. Yeah, so there's like a before and after. And I'm not even done with this one yet, but
Like already nice and close to the for the Instagram one.
This is like at 100 grit and off the drum sander, it leaves these really rough lines. And this is after like 150. And so I'll give it a little moisture here. So that's the difference. And it'll even, you know, one more pass at 220, and then we put some oil on it and it'll really pop. But, you know, with epoxy, you truly have to work through the sandpaper progressions a little bit more religiously than on hardwood. So that's why this step is taking a little bit, but
Good things take time, right?
that's right. This is 220. But I can do a 220 pass on both these and get these going. That won't take long. Really, once you get the lines out, then the sanding passes go much faster. So, you know, we're cleaned up on these. It's just getting those lines out. We still have that for, yeah. Yeah.
Are we gonna get to see some oil?
We're gonna see some oil. Yeah. Let me get my gloves on.
Let's get what we've all been waiting for.
Get some nice close up here.
Yeah. Sponsored by Walrus Oil.
I've never used walrus oil, actually.
Oh yeah. What's your brand?
I mean, I've tried anything and
Like a-
everything almost.
Yeah.
Depends what the project is.
Yeah.
I used to spray a lot of lacquer.
Oh sure. I've used Odie's as well. There was some controversy with Odie's oil, and there was
I heard.
yeah, yeah. So
I had this one that this Minwax antique oil finish. This one, you ever seen that?
yeah.
That's worked really well for a couple projects. I think I'm gonna use this on that one.
Oh, shit. It's okay. Yeah. Might be able to save that.
Right.
You need a parchment paper, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm knocking the dust off of this with just a microfiber. If I was at my shop, I'd probably put some air to it first, but this is good enough. It's okay. Hey, just a little piece of cardboard will work too, whatever. You ever use this stuff?
Yeah, I have some.
So we're good.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what quick epoxy
Yeah.
or something's for.
Jesus.
one thing that's kind of annoying about the dust collector is how quiet it is because I forget to turn it off.
Oh, right, yeah.
Just stop the saw and then I don't even mind it. Keep running and then I forget it's on.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't know where I left the parchment.
All right, guys, this is the satisfying part. I did this in one of our YouTube videos and had a bunch of comments like, you used way too much oil. I'm like, yeah, obviously. I was going for like a...
The dramatic effect.
Yeah, of course. I was going for the money shot,
Right.
not trying to save oil. All right, so you see how these are now. If you've never worked with epoxy, this will be kind of an eye-opener. We've sanded these up to 220, and they look just kind of glazed, kind of just like a glazed mirror. And you can even go, you can work up and through your grits even higher. And you need to do that if it's more of a clear application. But when you've got pigment in it, really, in my experience, 220 is about as high as you need to go, really. And that's mostly what I've seen from other epoxy guys on Instagram, but the oil really brings out the color of both the wood. Now this is olive wood, so this is olive wood from Greece. I got these little pieces shipped in as a little kit, and then just because olive wood is so pretty with all of it's good for these applications, and a lot of people use it because the grain is so it has so much movement in it, but it's also very dense, so it doesn't give you air bubbles or anything like that. So it's become kind of a preferred exotic hardwood for those reasons. So I cut these out on the CNC and then ship them out here, kind of raw and unfinished to finish out here for you guys. But if you go back to our first YouTube video that's about cutting acrylic templates, you'll see kind of the step-by-step of how you can do this without a CNC really easily as well. Because these are cool things to make in your shop for little gifts or just to sell. So with this walrus oil, I let it sit. You can let it sit for as long as you want, really. I've let it sit overnight before. I've let it sit just for an hour before, or sometimes even shorter. But you're mostly getting most of that absorption immediately. The epoxy isn't going to drink it up like a hardwood would. So. So we'll give these just a minute, and then I'll buff them off, let you see what it kind of looks like once it's all buffed off. Thank you, Sam. So we've been live for about an hour here now. We're going to give away some of these pieces that you just saw made, and also some hats. There's not much Harvey swag out there, but we had these made up and we're going to get some out. So the rules for the giveaway, if you weren't here earlier, you have to subscribe to our YouTube channel and just comment on this live, and you're in the drawing either today or tomorrow, but we'll announce our winner. So as these are hanging, I'm going to put it back on Brandon for a while. Build. I just kind of did an outro of mine since we're waiting on it to dry.
All right, so as I was saying before, I cut these slots in here, kind of created a tongue and groove for these to go in so that they're not going to twist either way now. So I just have them sitting in there, but see that they're not going to torque over time or twist or anything, and I don't have to shoot nails through here that you'd see on the outside of the cabinet. So that's going to be nice and clean. These are going to sit forward too in these grooves a little bit. I'm going to have a backer on here that's going to push this forward, so you won't see these little notches here. So now I got to basically make these fit in between there. Basically all I'm going to do is cut halfway down this board like that, notch that out, and then halfway on the other board, notch that out, and then they should sandwich together. So now I got to figure that out and make sure I got everything lined up.
Close up a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm doing these little half. I can't go the full length because I don't want the front. I don't want the front right here showing a little notch. That's going to be kind of void. So basically, I'm just stopping the cut before the end of my board. That way, my board's going to sit like that, and you won't even know that there's a groove there that this is going to sit in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So essentially, what's going to happen is it's going to sit other way. It's going to sit in there like that, and it's going to slide right up like that. So you won't even see that there's a groove there, but it still has the support that it's not going to be wanting to move either way. It's not going to want to torque that way or the other one. So that's going to come together. Now, obviously, I won't be able to finish this up while we're doing it live, but I'm going to try to get pretty far by the end of the day and start sanding and finishing things. And then I still have these doors that I got to work on, which they're sitting around here somewhere. Oh, let me show you the handles I made real quick. They're pretty cool. I'll bring them around. So for the front, I had this little handle design that I wanted to create. Essentially, that's going to be the pole, and then this is going to be attached to this. I'm not sure how good you can see that, but I have a little notch there that this is going to sit in. And I'm just going to glue that in place. And it creates kind of this nice little pole. And then this is going to be notched into the door, locked in there. So it's going to essentially, let me see if I can hold these together here so you can see what I'm talking about. So that's going to be kind of the front of the door, and they're going to open like that. So kind of fun little curves going on. A little challenging to make these, but fun little pieces. So once I get the doors ready, I'll notch them out and put those on there. For now, we're just getting everything kind of lined up in place, and then we'll glue it all together, clamp it in place. So now what we need to do...
Sorry, gonna set the camera real quick.
Well, you're totally fine. And I'm not even really measuring that much. I'm just going by kind of my pieces that I already have cut that I measured in the first place. I'm using those as a gauge to get the exact width and stuff, and just kind of going on the table saw and working closer and closer until I get it perfect. So that's kind of how I'm doing that. I'm using all the pieces that I do have as kind of gauges for how everything's going to fit together. So I'm gonna have a backer piece sitting behind this, so it's gonna be this thickness. Just using that, getting flush up against there, making sure everything's lined up. I'm just gonna mark this real quick. And I'll be sanding away all these pencil lines later. Is he still mic'd up? Oh. That one. Now again, I'm not even going to measure with anything here. I'm just going to use these. Those should be exactly that width there, so just going to use this to mark onto this board here. For those of you who are watching right now, do you guys have any preferred kind of content that you'd like to see through the YouTube channel, through the YouTube Live, or shorts or anything like that? It could be anything woodworking related. I mean, we could do tutorials, we could do specific projects. Do you guys have any ideas on kind of projects, or again, like tutorials, if you want me to kind of explain anything more in depth or anything like that? Could you check if there's any comments? I just asked a question. None yet? Okay. Sliding table is extremely smooth. Yes, it is.
And when they're done, I'm gonna set them on.
All right, we're gonna do the old blue tape trick on this one and glue these two pieces, or not glue them, keep them together. If I can find my blue tape, there it is. Do that, that way we have everything nice and precise, everything fits correctly, and less cuts to make.
Yeah, they're nice when they get all pretty.
Oh yeah. So here's a hot debate for all you woodworkers out there watching. Blue tape or green tape? What's better and why? I don't know if I should open up that can of worms on channeling. Start a heated debate.
So green is in like the frog tape?
Yeah, so like green frog tape or just
Yeah.
blue tape. I actually have, this is frog tape, but it's blue. So I guess I should specify that.
I mean, the green has that extra little additive in it that seals off a little better, right? Isn't that the?
I believe so.
But that's more of a paint thing, not a thing for us,
I
right?
don't know. I mean, I've heard some people swear by the green frog tape. Other people,
I mean, I guess if it's just stickier, then maybe that is better.
yeah.
Some are saying frog on Instagram. Blue. Okay. I've always been a fan of like the blue tape.
Classic blue.
Yeah, classic tape.
Classic blue. Yeah, I have found that for most applications, for me at least, just regular like 3M blue painter's tape works fine. There are some applications where, for instance, if you're like cross-cutting on the table saw or something and you really want to avoid tear out, using that green, the frog tape, I think really helps, just because it does have a little bit more stickiness and it holds that grain in place a little bit better than just standard painter's tape. As for painting applications, that's a whole other can of worms we won't open up right now, but woodworking, that's kind of my perspective on it. Okay, we got this all ready to go. So nice and locked together, everything's nice and flush, square. What I'll do is I'll mark these out before I go over to the table saw.
So yeah, that's
Oh man, we got some cool stuff getting set up over here.
So I'm posting the story to the Harvey page now. There's
To see
still
it on the
time
story.
to quickly hop on the live and enter to win some of this homemade, handmade stuff in the shop and some of these hats. So to enter, subscribe to our YouTube page. We're live on YouTube and Instagram right now still. And comment on the YouTube live stream. We'll announce our winners later this weekend. I guess. Yeah, this is just for.
All right, get those ready. Make sure those get set in there. So, figure out here.
Should we give them a sneak peek, Jeremy?
Sure.
That should work there.
Steal the cameras for a second.
Of course.
Take a look at all of the. Hey, Jeremy, what's the rules for the giveaways?
Okay, yeah.
Stuff we're seeing here right now.
If you've missed it, the rules for the giveaway are to subscribe to our YouTube channel and to comment on the YouTube live stream. That's it. And we'll announce our winners later this weekend.
Stacy Lewis, Bespoke Furniture. Let's see, Furniture and Design. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Thanks for being subscribed. I'm just making sure that I'm doing this correctly. Don't want to cut it reverse and then too late to go back at that point, right? That, go in there. That. All right, I think we're good. All right, I'm gonna run over to the table saw and make some cuts. Actually, I do need to double check my measurements to make sure I'm getting these placed right on the side pieces here. So, I'm just gonna sit in like that. These will be like that. That's correct. And that's correct as well. All right, we're good to go.
Any of the cameras in your way on this one? Or we should, yeah.
No, you're good. Good on my end. So this sliding table saw has a little micro adjuster here, and man, that thing is helpful, especially when you're doing like really small, like thin cuts. I'm able to get it, literally just able to shave off a paper width. I don't even know, it's probably like a 64th or thinner, but just this little micro adjuster here, and it's very accurate as well. So you can just twist this. I think, I don't even know what the measurement is in, but it's very small measurements, so you can really hone in and get it exactly where you want it. And then that locks it in place there. Last thing to do is just set my depth. And like I said, I'm not even really measuring anything here. I'm just kind of eyeballing, making sure everything works together. Partly because I didn't set up this measuring strip on here to be accurate yet. I'll definitely work on that another day. And as well as this one, I just kind of threw on there to get a general reference, but I do need to make sure that is exact. Maybe the next couple weeks I'll put that on. But for now, yeah, I'm just using my good old eyeballs. All right, we're good to go. Get this kicked on. Dust collector kicked on. Give it a whirl. Like butter. This is really handy for when I'm using that micro adjuster because I can just fine tune it until I get a perfect fit. That's pretty good right there. Back it off now. Look at that, huh? Nice. Slides just perfect in there. Gonna go through and clean up that tiny bit with a little saw there. Be very careful. Excellent. Now we work on the other side. Yeah, see, that's why the micro adjustment is really nice because I have really, really close to getting that, but now I can just do a tiny micro adjustment here. Looking at probably, try that, see how that goes. And we're talking about shaving off probably a less than a hair width. And at that side, might be a thickness of the board too. Yeah. So that's a little bit more snug than I'd like. I'm just going to take off a hair more. There we go. That works. Go through and clean up the inside there. Talking. Alright, those ones are done. Set these ones up. Clean up the middle section. see how we did. Dust collector off. Those are going to be the fronts. Go. There's that one. Catching on. There we are. This one's a little bit tighter than I'd like, so I'm gonna shave a little bit off with a chisel. But you guys essentially see exactly what we're creating here, just a little shelf unit that sits inside the cabinet. And it kind of locks together too, so it's not, if the cuts are precise, it's not going to rock and kind of torque either way, so it's helping to keep everything square as well as I drop that piece down. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, take that chisel and just kind of shave off a little bit on this one. Just a hair. See if that helped at all. There we go, just like that. Gotta love when everything works out, snaps together perfectly. How about that, huh? And I did want, as a little design feature, I did want this one to sit a little bit further back, and then just have a little bit of profile on here. I'm gonna round these edges off just a tiny bit. So, got that going. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. So that'd be upright in the cabinet just like that. Let's see how it works with the sides and the top and bottom on there. Bring you guys around here. Please be patient with our camera movement. Set things up here. Got that one. And we have that one. Let's raise you up a little bit here. So Excuse the shakiness. There we go. All right. Let's give it a little test and see how everything fits together. So we did everything correctly. Oh, should be like this. Nope. Had it right the first time. Right. Is that one? There's that one. A little difficult because I got to line up all the notches at once. Now I thought about doing it where everything's just kind of floating in place, but I wanted it to last a really long time, so basically that's why I created these little tongue-in grooves here and the same thing on the sides there, so that everything really just locks it in place and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to torque over time if the humidity changes and the wood moves. Let's see how this one fits in there. So far so good. Line up these down here. There it is. Man, it feels good to have everything come together. Need a little bit of clamping action, but there we go. How's that for you guys? A few of these need to sit down a little bit further in there, like these ones down here. A little bit loose, but it's all right. We'll get those seated in there. So everything's in place. We'll get it all glued up. See that? Some close-up shots here. You can see the corners we got going on there. So it's going to be upright like this. And then we'll have a backer on here. Let me grab the back piece. Where is it? It's floating around somewhere. Oh, I have it clamped up right next to me. Right, and then we have this back piece, which I need to inset in there as well, but that's going to be right there in the back, just like that. That's essentially it. Definitely going to do some little tweaks and get everything finished, but it's coming along. I think I might have it done by the end of the day. At least the cabinet. The doors I still have to work on a little bit. Get those fine-tuned, but yeah, I like it. Everything's coming along. What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Thoughts or comments? Peek around here. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys following along. We'll be doing this every Thursday at 12 Pacific time, so follow us and check it out. International. Check out the YouTube. I think we're going to be putting more stuff on YouTube probably than Instagram, so definitely follow us over there as well as on Instagram. Be cool. cool. We have these little handles that I made as well. So those get glued up and attached to the doors. Have those sit on there, and then it'll open up just like that. So, really excited to see how it comes together. These handles were quite a challenge to make just because of the shape. Essentially what I did was make some really weird cuts and then had to create this piece, which is really an odd, I don't know if you guys can see how odd that shape is, but to create that. And then also had to create that profile with these curves like that, which I did on the sander. So really, I don't know, really like challenging myself, and that was definitely a challenge to figure that out. And then for the handle, I'm making basically almost a complete octagon shape here, except for one corner that I'm leaving a 90 degree. I don't know if you can see here. So I'm leaving one corner as a 90, so that's gonna fit right in this slot here, and that'll glue up nicely. And this isn't gonna be like a heavy duty cabinet or anything like that. It's more for kind of small stuff. It's gonna be a little tea cabinet, so I'm not worried about, ripping on these and having them try to pull off. Plus wood glue should do the trick just fine. So. All right, we have JP Woodwork asking, how are you planning on making the doors? Will they be solid, or will you be doing a floating panel with maybe a contrasting wood? Yeah, I'll show the doors right now and what I'm doing with those. They're over here. Basically, they're gonna be, grab them and bring them over here. So I have these really pretty pieces of walnut. All of this is actually from the same two boards, which, as well as these. So basically, I don't know which way I'm gonna orient these yet, but I have these really pretty pieces. Let's see which way we got here. Okay, that. And that's why it's important to mark your pieces so you remember where everything is. I know I marked it, I just gotta find it. Maybe not. Nope. Alright, so essentially this is what we're gonna do for the doors, is just have solid wood doors. And then I'm kind of making my own hinge system. But, so as you can see, I still need to cut these to size. But it's basically these really pretty book-matched pieces of walnut here. And then they're going to be opening up, like that. And then the handles. Let me make sure you guys can see all of this. Get a little closer here. Excuse the camera work. And the handles are basically going to be kind of notched in like that. So as you open the doors, pull those handles attached to the doors. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be making the doors. One of the design things that I'm trying for the first time is basically going to be notching these doors out here and running a brass rod through there as kind of a built-in hinge. So yeah, that answers that question, hopefully. About ready to wrap up?
We are about to wrap up.
All right.
Jeremy,
It's a good stopping point for me.
how's everything looking for you?
You tell me. Let's check out these finished pieces. We previewed them earlier. Again, thanks everybody for joining this live today. It's been a lot of fun. Looks like we both made some really good progress, and yeah, we're gonna keep this going. Hopefully, we do some more giveaways in the future. But good luck to everybody, and we'll announce our winners later this weekend. We'll probably do a story or a quick reel. But yeah, thanks for being a part of this, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Next Thursday, we'll see you here.
What time? When do we see you?
We're going to be here at 12 Pacific time.
And you can catch me on the YouTubes. It'll be a little bit.
All right, guys. Well, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.